Hi, it's All Action No Plot, talking all things Tottenham Hotspur. Today looking forward to Spurs against West Ham, and I'm picking out three key players who will have an important role tomorrow. Firstly, Juan Foyth. If you listen to our glorious leader's press conference earlier today, he dropped a hint that Foyth might be employed in the position of right wing-back yet again. Now, according to the catalogue, Foyth is of course a centre-back, and there he's played most of his appearances for us so far. However, last week he did an adequate enough job at right wing back against Manchester City. A pretty good job, actually. There was an early aberration for which he can be graciously excused, and thereafter I think he just about at least matched, if not slightly got the better of Raheem Sterling, and you can't say that about too many wing backs this season, or right backs this season. He does like to dwell on the ball a little bit, but I think being at right wing back gives him the security of a bit more defensive cover behind him, so that's fine. And if you think back to 2 weeks ago against Huddersfield, he was playing as a right-hand centre-back, but he actually found himself out on the right flank at one point, and he set up our second goal. He dispossessed his opponent on about halfway, surged forward, and fed Sissoko, who fed Lucas Moura, who scored. So, I have no problem. He gets the All Action No Plot seal of approval to play at right wing back. Meanwhile, Kyle Walker-Peters is gradually erased from history in slightly Orwellian fashion. Second player to keep an eye out for is Eric Dier. Now, if you read the blog All Action No Plot, you'll know I'm not a massive fan of Dier because he's not particularly pacey. His passing blows cold as often as it blows hot. He's not the greatest tackler. He doesn't make that many interceptions. It's a bit of a rap sheet against him. However, I would say this much: he is a very aggressive sort of chap. He's the sort of guy who you get the impression likes a good steak. He goes flying into his challenges. He doesn't always win them cleanly. He often gets booked. He often concedes fouls. But in a game like tomorrow's against West Ham, for them, it's going to be a big deal. This is a bit of a cup final for them. They've got nothing else for which to play this season. They're going to be quite psyched, this being a London derby, whereas I suspect a few of the Spurs players will have half an eye on the Champions League game to follow. So the presence of Eric Dier will be much appreciated on this rare occasion. He adds a bit of aggression, and I think we might need it tomorrow. Plus, we're pretty much out of options in central midfield. There's no one else to play there. And thirdly, Son. As mentioned, we've got the Champions League semi-final, but Son's suspended for the first leg. This means he's going to play from the start tomorrow. He's likely going to play the full game, and I'd expect to see him use every last drop of perspiration for the cause. There's the added bonus as well that playing West Ham, they're unlikely to sit quite as deep as Brighton did in midweek. That should create a bit more space for Son to use his pace. So those are my three players to keep an eye out for tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. Do leave a comment below, and do check out the blog allactionnoplot.com.